This is question number 17 from the August 2015 Algebra 1 Regent. If f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 8 and g of x is equal to 1 over 4x minus 1, for which values of x is f of x equal to g of x? So we have, in the question, they tell us that we have a parabola and we have a line, and we want to know where do these two graphs intersect. Because at these two intersection points, over here and over here, the f of x value, the value on the blue graph is going to be equal to the g of x value, the value on the red graph. So to find where f of x equal to g of x, we're going to graph f of x and g of x on the calculator, and we'll use the intersect command in the calc menu to find exactly where the x points where the graphs intersect. So f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 8. And g of x is 1 over 4x minus 1. And zoom 6 for zoom standard. F of x and g of x. So we see that the intersections are over here and over here, but we don't know exactly what those coordinates are. To find out exactly, we're going into the calc menu, second trace into the calc menu, and 5 for intersect. We're going to start with the intersection on the left. What the calculator wants us to tell it first is which is the first curve, and the cursor is already on the first curve, so click enter. Then second curve, the calculator wants us to tell it what is the second curve, and the cursor moved on to the second curve, so click enter. And then the calculator wants us to guess where do we think the intersection is, so we're going to move over here and click enter. So at x is equal to negative 1.75, that's one of the x points where the graphs intersect, and let's solve for the other one. We're going to do the same thing, second trace against the calc menu, 5 for intersect, and we know that we're on the first curve because the x is equal to whatever and y is equal to whatever are the numbers that are in blue. So we know that we're on the first curve even though we can't really tell which curve we're on, so click enter. Notice how the numbers and the letters switch to red. So we know that we're on the second curve even though we can't really tell. Click enter. And then the calculator wants us to guess where do we think the intersection is. So we're going to scroll over to the other intersection now. And click enter. This intersection is that x is equal to positive 4. So the correct answer is choice 2. The graphs intersect when x is negative 1.75 and when x is equal to 4.